Welcome to the This Week in Golf podcast. And the theme this week, left-handers you've never heard about, but now you know. And last week we just wrapped up the British Open, the Open Championship, as it's known. And that was won by a left-handed nobody, Brian Harman. But it's a very interesting thing because I didn't know who he was. Most people don't know who he is. He was plus 12,000 to win. That means if you bet $100, you would have won $12,000 beginning of the week. I didn't check his odds on Saturday or Sunday, but I'm sure they were still pretty good. I myself had picked Hovland on Thursday before the tournament started. And then after Friday, I actually threw down $50 on Jason Day, who didn't play bad on Saturday or Sunday, but Brian Harman was the man. Took it over, ran away with it. He gets the 36-hole lead after Friday, and he never looks back. So, some impressive things that he did. Number one, he made 58 out of 59 putts inside of 10 feet. So every time he was within 10 feet, he made the putt, except for one time. And I didn't know this, but now I know. He's one of the best putters on tour. And I saw him this afternoon. I was watching some YouTube videos, and he had a good quote. When he thinks of putting, consistent contact with the putter and the same spot on the putter every time. And I got to tell you, it's something I've noticed over the years when I'm playing. You know, you make a couple good practice strokes, and then you get up there and you putt it and it goes off the toe. Or maybe you heel it and pull it a little bit. And so really one of the things, if you can get your tempo down, once you've gotten your tempo down, then it's just a matter of hitting it in the center of the putter every time. And I got to tell you, at least 2 to 3 times around, that'll be my complaint if you're playing with me. I'm like, I didn't hit it in the center of the putter. It's a pretty basic thing. But he did a lot. And again, 58 out of 59 putts inside of 10 feet. And so the other kind of thing that goes along with that means his lag putting and his long putting was really good because he was leaving himself a lot of tap-in putts. And that was evident on Sunday. The Sunday round was played in pouring rain the entire time. So the wind didn't seem to be much of a factor on Saturday or Sunday, but the rain sure was on Sunday. In fact, Saturday was kind of a nice day. They were expecting the rain to be there Saturday, and it just never came in. And then it certainly did on Sunday. So, again, I keep seeing this on the television broadcast. Is the broadcast seems to want somebody to fail. That's what happened with Wyndham Clark at the U.S. Open. They were more concerned with if he could hang on, and they were trying to jinx him on the 18th hole to get a playoff. So, Rory could be in there. And this broadcast was no different. But this guy, Brian Harman, never even blinked. He never gave anybody an opportunity. I guess you could say it was boring to watch. I didn't think so, but a lot of people did, simply because he never, anytime somebody else made a birdie in the field, he didn't blink. And he just kept making pars. He made birdies. And, we're talking one of the greatest rounds ever. 12 under par. And that was with a bogey on the final hole. Oh, the other crazy stat is, and what everybody was talking about all the broadcasts leading up and into the tournament, was the player that can avoid the bunkers will probably be the winner. And turns out this guy hit it in 2 bunkers all weekend. Out of 72 holes, he hit it in 2 bunkers. He hit one on Friday, and then the final hole on Sunday, he hit it in the bunker, and he got out. I think that might be the putt he missed as well. Anyways, he is the champ, and left-handed, waggles it a lot, and just, another guy, you would think, who is this guy, right? Like Brian Harman, who knows? But let's go over this, okay? Okay, so this year, he has, wait. Let me back up. He has 3 career wins. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Yeah, 3 career wins, and then he won the British Open. So 2 wins besides that, and then now he's won the British Open. But the interesting thing about this guy is like he is super duper consistent. Okay, so out of the 340 tournaments he's played in his career, he's made the cut 69% of the time, 235 times. 69% of the time he's making the cut, and that's since 2012. So you could imagine he's made a good amount of money. So he joins the tour 2012. He's made $31 million. He's basically averaged about $3.5 million per season on the PGA Tour. And then this season, well, I guess it was probably a little lower than that into this season, but this season he's made $8.2 million. So here's a guy. There's a saying like famous people will say sometimes. It would be like, do you like the fame? And they go, yeah, whatever, we like it. But it would be better to just be wealthy and have the money and get to go to all the places and not have anybody know who you are. And that, my friends, is Brian Harman. Well, now everybody's going to know who he is. But anyways, he's 10th in the world golf ranking now. And the other thing that's interesting about some of these tournaments, particularly in England, is people in the crowd talking shit. And like, I just don't get it, man. Like, even like I was at the Farmers at Torrey Pines, and like Rom comes walking through the crowd, and everybody's yelling at him like, "Go, Rom! You got this! You can do it, man!" What are you, Captain Positive coach over there? You think he really needs that? He doesn't need that. But anyways, at the Open, people were talking smack to him because they wanted Tommy Fleetwood to win, their boy, or even Rory. So a lot of the fans were like, "You don't have the stones to do it," was the famous quote. But he said it was happening all day on Saturday. Homie just kept plugging along and shut those fools up. What are you yelling for at a golf tournament? Just cheer, clap. Yeah, let it out. But you don't need to say get in the hole. Okay, another lefty you've never heard of or likely have never heard of, a lefty nobody who's now somebody, is Akshay Bhatia. Akshay Bhatia. Wanted to get it right. Okay, so this is a young guy. He didn't play college golf. He went straight pro, and he's only 21. And so now he's got his first win, the Barracuda Championship in Truckee, California, which is in Lake Tahoe. Beautiful area. If you've never been there, go. It's wonderful. Giant lake. You can go skiing in the wintertime. The summer's even better. There's plenty of things to do up there. He wins Stableford system. You know this one, right? You get like a par, you get a point. You get a birdie, you get 3 points. You get an eagle, you get 5. I don't know, maybe it's 8. Something like that. If you get a bogey, you get a +1. Or a -1. So anyways, whoever has the most points at the end wins. Which was kind of a trip because I kept seeing all these like rounds posted on Twitter. It'd be like, there'd be a picture of Akshay and then the round he shot for the day. And it'd be like +14. I'm like, what'd the guy shoot, 86? And then they'd actually put the score by it and it was like a 63. They're like, damn, dude, nice. But the scoring kind of, the plus next to it on those graphics was pretty wild. Anyways, this guy has done it all. He was, when he was a kid, he was in the drive, chip, and putt at Augusta National. I mean, if you're just looking at this, it's like won the Jones Cup Invitational, won the Johnson World Junior Golf Championship. He won a lot of junior golf championship, big ones. Qualifies for his first major and makes the cut at the U.S. Open when he's 19 years old. So yeah, he's done it all, and he's been around. Let's see what his stats are. I think he's only been pro for. He's played in 36 events. He turned pro this year, so now he's won in his first year on the PGA Tour. So he gets some exemption status, gets to get invited to a lot of the other tournaments now, and he only made, what is the number he made here? On this tournament, $684,000 for his first career victory, and He did play. He did win it in the sudden death playoff, and he is. It's only his 36th career start, so he's off to a pretty good start. That's interesting. Oh, because I'm like, events played 36. Like, how do you play 36 events in your first year? But I guess he played in pro events before he was actually on the tour, or maybe they're counting Korn Ferry Tour events. Looks like he makes the cut about 48% of the time. So in those 36 cuts, he's made it 17 times. So not bad. Actually, almost 50%. And he's off to a good start. Great young player, lefty, and there's a lot of hype around this kid. You know, people. I would think most people would probably know who he before this week. Probably knew who Akshay was over Brian Harman. So that's the deal. That's what's happened. No live golf this week. PGA Tours at the 3M. I don't think there's anybody in the top 10, but there's a lot of guys that are playing for two statuses at this point. One is for Ryder Cup points, and then the other one is for to get into the top 70. Top 70 get into the FedEx playoff this year, and I believe they also get into the elevated events for next year for the PGA Tour. So here's how that's looking right now. For the Ryder Cup team, first six get in automatically, and those six are Scheffler, Wyndham Clark, Brian Harman's in third, Brooks Koepka, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay. So those are the guys that are in right now. And there's a lot of movement that's going to happen in the next few weeks, because if you win one of these tournaments, you get like 1,000 points. So a lot of these guys from 7 through probably 17, well, no, not 17, because that's Will Zalatoris and he's hurt. So 7 through 16, if one of these guys wins or does well, they can get into that top automatic 6. And the only catch is Koepka's in there, but he's not playing in any events, so he's stagnant. So we'll see if he holds up. Oh my God, I'm just looking at this number though. It's crazy. So like in the points for Ryder Cup, the automatic entries, Scotty Scheffler has 25,000. The next guy is Wyndham Clark at 13,000. So Scheffler has double the points of the next guy behind him. Just shows you how good he's been playing all season. So we'll see how it works out. A lot of talk around, will Justin Thomas be able to make it or not? It's not looking good for him. Tony Finau's further down. Maybe he can make it. We'll see with Thomas. I still see that tape on his wrist, so he must be hurt to a degree. But he's working through some stuff. Golf's a tough game, as you all know. Anyways, that's this week in golf. We'll chat next week about the 3M Open and all the other happenings that happen between now and then. Hey, it's Jeremy Callahan, and thanks for listening to This Week in Golf. Make sure and hit subscribe so you can get all the latest news and analysis from Golf BPM.